Hello, let's talk about money. Money, mullah, everybody loves money, but no one wants to work to get the money. See, it is exciting to have money. Now, I know people say money does not make you happy. The money is not equal to happiness. But money does help to be happy. What I want to talk about money is I have been studying so much about money, and I have been really trying to be very financial literate, because a lot of people want to have money, but people are not learning in ways to get money to work for them. And I believe that there are many courses available online. There are many websites, free courses, free workshop. I do go to free workshops to learn about real estate, to learn about investment. See, I don't just want to work every day to get a paycheck. I want to use my paycheck to save it so I can create something that works for me. See, a lot of people just live from paycheck to paycheck, but I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I want to leave a legacy. I want to create something for my children, my grandchildren, but I also want to have wealth that I can pour into my community. You find that sometimes we know what we have to do, but we don't always do it. And that's when I started realizing that in life, the difference between those who become successful and those who wish to be successful, the difference is in discipline. Everybody can have the knowledge, but if you don't have the discipline, you can't do it. I was talking to someone who was making so much money, and she says, I struggle. And I say, why? She said, I do make a lot of money, but every time Friday hits, my friends take me to these places that are so expensive, and I just want to have a good time. See, it's one thing to say, oh, I just want to be wealthy, but what do you want to do with your wealth? Or say, I just want to have money, but what do you want to do with your wealth? See, money works where there are goals. Do you have goals? Right? How much do you need to accomplish that goal? Do you have a vision of what you want to use your money for? See, everybody says, well, I want to have a lot of money so I can start a business. Okay, so what business is that? How much money is that going to take? So a lot of things that we want, we have them in words, but when it comes to actually having an actual plan, very few have an actual plans. Do you have a deadline of when you want to accomplish those things? See, I always have a deadline, right? I always say, this is what I want to accomplish, and this is how much money I want to save. Or I'll even say, this is how much I want in my emergency savings. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. But at least I do something, right? So my invitation to you, I'm not saying don't go out, but I'm saying, do you have a way to track your expenses? Because if you are making a lot of money and at the end of the month and at the end of 2 months, you saved nothing, the problem then becomes, maybe you need to change your discipline. Maybe you need to change your way of spending. Maybe you need to start writing how much you're spending every weekend or every month. Because I believe that we are living in a time where all of us just want to have a good time, but none of us want to plan long-term goals, and those long-term goals requires money. And sometimes we find that we want good jobs so we can have more money, so we can party more. But then what's going to happen? I mean, are you going to party for the rest of your 50 years of your life? I mean, are you going to party until you're 80? I mean, are you putting anything on the side? Right? I mean, yeah, it's fun, but you won't always be young. You won't always be able to have the energy that you have. So the energy that you have right now and the ability to have a mind that can be so creative, use the time and the energy and the creativity to create such a plan, to work on something and to save on money. So long-term coming, you don't have to be afraid or panic when things happen. Hey, guess what? You found ways to make money even when you're not working. right? You were able to put your money in some investment funds, right? You were able to put your money in some real estate. You were able to put some money as an investor, right? I strongly believe that being financially stable impacts you emotionally, it impacts you spiritually. And I have been in places, and there are times I'm in those places where it is very frustrating to have to struggle financially. And sometimes I have had to say no and do a rent check. And I'm not embarrassed about that. I'm not embarrassed. There have been times where I had to say no to some friends. And if they love me enough, they will understand. And if they love me enough, sometimes they're like, oh, it's okay, I got you today. So when next time I got it, I got them as well. So I will end up with this. 1, get a mentor. It is very important to get a mentor, right? It is very, very important to have someone who will be able to train you and talk to you, you know, and sometimes it is important to get a financial coach. It's okay to pay someone to train you to have the skills that you need. Some of us, we don't want to pay for things, but let me tell you, sometimes it's worth it to pay someone to help you have the skills that will help you long term. Second, get a plan, right? Put down your action plans. See, we can talk all day about the things that we want. I want a yacht. Right now, I want to go to Italy and Greece and Madagascar, right? We can all say the things that we want to do. But when it comes to achieving financial goals, do we actually have action plans? Do you have a paper, right? Do you have something that you say, okay, by 2020, this is how much I want to save so I can buy a house, or this is how much I'm trying to save for my emergency saving, or here's even the easiest thing, right? Recently, this is what I did. So for some of you, you may not know, but I did study to be a professional life coach, right? So I'm a certified life coach, yeah. But when I did, once I finished, I worked to pay off all those loans to take the classes as a life coach, because those loans were important, because it was an investment, right? Because I knew that I loved coaching, but I needed the knowledge and the skills. So now, every time I had the money, I always made sure that I had to pay off, even if it was a small percentage. I made sure that I paid off every month something. It took me a while, but guess what? I paid it off. It's okay sometimes to get loans as long as those loans are helping you long terms. See, I wouldn't be getting a loan to buy a Range Rover 2018. That is not me. I would rather have the loan to buy a land or buy a house. See, I would rather have a house than a car. I guess people are different, because it doesn't matter what people see me drive. What matters is, am I saving for a long-term financial success? You know, it's not about what people are gonna say. It's actually, am I gonna be financially stable in 5 years or 10 years? So what I want to invite you is actually have an action plan. So get a mentor, get a financial, get an action plan actually written, and actually it's, you know, you can actually visualize what you want to have, and in your action plans, put deadlines. I don't know about you, but deadlines do help me. Deadlines don't put pressure. For some people, deadlines give them pressure. For me, deadlines are motivation to move forward. Number 3, have discipline. Listen, number 3 should be the first one, but I'm saying it last because I know if I said it first, you will all not be watching right now. But please, please have discipline. You know, there are times when I walk past some things and I'm like, I really want that, but I always ask myself, do I need it now? Right? I was reading somewhere where Jay-Z said, if you can buy it twice, then you cannot afford it, right? So, but for me, I have seen things that I want. I want everything. I want to go everywhere. But is that what I need in the moment, right? So it is very important to know how to have a discipline. It is important to know that everything that is lit and everything that is fun doesn't have to consume your money. I have learned of ways to have fun. Like right now, I live in Charlotte, and I have learned ways to have fun. You know, I have learned ways to do fun things without having to spend so much money. Recently, I went to Miami for a bachelorette party. Great time. Listen, I had the best time of my life. But we came together, we had fun, we went on the beach, we were swimming in the pool. It didn't cost us much. It didn't cost money to be in the pool. It didn't cost us money to swim. And those were the most memorable times I had. What I'm trying to say, that the most memorable times of your life may not have to cost you so much, because those moments are priceless. I know I had to finish it with being cheesy. But if you want to talk more about this, please go to www.OrnellaUmubyeyi.com.